Okay, everybody, welcome back to a new series. This one shouldn't be as many parts as planes, and it's something to do other than planes. I like to switch it up every once in a while, do something different. Helps keep me going. So we're doing this MPC Coca Cola um, street rod, and it comes with all of these chrome parts. Um, it comes with all these chrome parts, and normally I would put these in simple green and leave them overnight. And when you come back, there won't be any silver on any of this. It'll be whatever color the plastic is underneath, but all the detail will still be there. This allows you to paint it with some metallic paint colors that look more accurate, look more not like plastic. Um, I'm not going to do that this time. And here's a bunch of engine components, same thing. I'm not going to do that this time. This is just supposed to be a kind of interim build. Um, I don't care. It's fine that it's chrome. I'm just going to build it out of the box, and it'll be great. I did start mainly because I didn't think I was going to be recording this. I just decided last minute that I would, but so this is all I've done. This is only like 5 parts or whatever. Um, I did break this off, trying to put this wheel on, did like that, and right there it stressed it and it broke it. So I had to super glue it. So, wheel's a little wonky. The wheel's a little wonky because of it, but you know what? Again, I don't care. This is just for fun. Just for fun. So, here we are. I cemented these pieces together. They came in basically halves. Um, and I glued those together as well. These required me to clamp them. I just used some simple clamps and clamped them so they would stay, and it worked out just fine. So now we're on step 5 here. We're going to, oh, that's right, it comes with a metal axle, right, like this. um, so we're going to employ it now. Okay, so we're going to put these parts together first. Like this goes on like this, but there is nothing there to put them in the right orientation or right location. Okay, all right, I see. So we're missing a part. That's fine. Um, so step 4 and 5 go together. Step 4 is putting this stuff together just like this, but I'm not gonna cement that because I don't know what the angle's supposed to be yet. Um, So there are two pieces in step 5 that go with this, that go in these bottoms here, and that will help orient the part the way it's supposed to be. So then the axles go on the wheels, which we put together, which was not a big deal at all. One rolls really freely, another one rolls, but it's not as free. All right, let's figure this out. 108, 108, 108, 108, right there. Okay. Let's clean that up a little bit. All right. Okay. Well, the metal axle to go through here, and it does. They want, oh, this goes underneath here on these 2 points, and up here. But if those go there, that's too far. So where are these supposed to go? Huh. Okay. This says these go in these holes right here. Mid-moon light. Those 2 holes right there. Huh. Okay, well. Alright, well, we'll give a little bit of scrape down here on the bottom of this, on that little nubbins. The reason why I'm scraping this off is in case you don't know, is to get to the plastic. So when I put the cement on, it's it's on plastic and not on this weird chrome stuff, whatever that you want to call this, chrome. So we just give it a little scrape on the center post there, and then across the bottom of this to expose the whole thing. And this is already doesn't have any chrome on it, so we're fine there. I am going to put a little bit there, a little bit around the hole and in the hole over here. All right. Give it that a second to get sticky. All right, those two are in. It doesn't really say that they're supposed to connect to these parts, really. Um, so I'm not exactly sure where these go. Okay. Okay. Alright, now we have to scrape the chrome off of these down here where it's going to connect. Oh, that's right. And back here, back here. Yeah, it's kind of hard doing that in there. I might suggest if you had a drill bit that was the right size, because you don't want to make the hole any bigger, but if you had a drill bit that was the right size that where you could use it in there and scrape, use it to scrape that inside of that hole would probably be better. But I don't have that, so X-Acto knife is it. Be careful, kids. Um, X-Acto knives are no joke. Okay, those are they're a little loosey goosey. They're not very positive locking on there. This is an old kit. This is an old kit, and you can tell it's got issues. It's got they do things with this kit that manufacturers don't do anymore. Um, the modeling community has um, gotten to the point where we expect a little bit more out of the makers, the designers of this kit, um, and the newer kits have all of those niceties, and they, you know, um, but these older kits don't have any of that. See, like this is not fitting together like it's supposed to. Okay, well, it's on there. This part still moves, but it's got to get connected to some other stuff. And then they want you to put the wheels on. I'm going to end up having to mask over these. Well, I'm going to put them on for now. I may end up taking them back off again. I just pushed that whole thing out of there. Oh gosh. Okay, kids, don't do that. All right, so let's put this wheel back inside the tire. It tells you not to cement those, but I think this is going to be the problem. It's going to come apart. And the tolerance is so tight on this thing. I can't get it to go on. So we are going to bust out our pin vise. We are going to bust out this drill bit right here, which to me looks to be about the right size for these holes here. I want to make them just a little touch bigger, not much. Yeah, see, this is the same size. It's just going to clean the hole out. So we're going to do that. Hope you guys can see. Sorry if you can't. There we go. I'm going to hold it. Well, I can't hold it. All right. See, it's this centerpiece. Golly, this material is hard to cut. I mean, it's polystyrene, pretty sure. Yeah, the hole may be too big now. There is a hole in there to push this into, but it won't go. That's the whole point. See, I do have a smaller bit, which I guess is where I should have went first. Okay. You know, I don't do any editing. You guys get all the terrible angles and everything, but you get everything, and I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not calling things out that aren't accurate. Um, So, and I am not saying that you have to do stuff this way. This is just how I'm doing it, and just how I'm doing it. If you think that might work for you, or been trying to figure out a way to do something, by all means, watch the video, see how I do it, and uh, do the same thing. Or see the way I mess it up and do it better. Okay, let's take this out of here for the moment. All right. Yeah, I don't even know how they expect that to go in there. I, it won't even go in the hole I made. So it's about the same size, but oof, yeah, I don't want to go any deeper. All right, this doesn't want to work very well, and I kind of messed it up a little bit by drilling that first hole was too big. All right, so I'm gonna have to get some putty, put some putty in there, stand this up, um, so that it'll it'll cure and hold it in place. What do I want? I don't think I have any more of those things. All right, we're just gonna mix it on some tape. All right, I guess we'll go ahead and put this away. That was a bust. I'm gonna make a tape palette kind of a situation. Okay. And you know what? Will it even fit in the other side? Or we're going to have the same situation? It sort of went in there. All right, that's in there. So with that actually working properly, then Okay. Now what I'm going to have to do is make up a little bit of putty, jam it into that hole, put this on the spindle there on the axle, and then set it on this wheel to cure. That'll give this other stuff time to set up too, which is pretty well set up, but all right. So this is Tamiya polyester putty. This is the hardener. That's the resin. Um, as Leona from Leona's workshop calls it, the forbidden yellow mustard, because when you take these two and you put it together, it makes a yellowish sort of stuff here. See, looks like mustard, but you would not want to eat it. Uh-oh. Okay. Toothpick. That's not how I want it to look. It's a little bit neater. Actually, I might just let it sit like that. All right, we're gonna let that sit a little bit. That'll give this a little bit of time to set up as well. Um, shouldn't take long, maybe about 20 minutes to be able to come back to it and start working on it. Um, all right, we'll come back in just a little bit. Okay, welcome back. Um, I went ahead and looked forward in the instructions here. The next two steps are just the engine. That has nothing to do with the other part that's already built. So I've got all the parts out. I cleaned them all up. Well, I cleaned most of them up um, with, from the considerable amount of flash it had on it. So I kept these separate on either side here because they're listed in the instructions as left and right. And I wanted to make sure I had them in the right place. So let's go ahead and do this. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm just putting cement down the seam where the two parts fit together. All right, that is that. Okay, this goes on the end here. Goes on like that. It goes on into there, two holes, but it's still kind of a sloppy fit. We're gonna run that underneath there. Run that underneath there. No, or down the side. All right. Okay. Okay. So if it's facing this way, then this is left. Facing this way, this is left, and that's right. So these go on. There are two pins. Yeah. So There is a considerable amount of flash in these two holes. So we'll knock that out of there real quick while I can still manipulate it in my hand. Yeah, that's covered over in flash. Alright, so those holes in this are on the downside. So there's two little pips here sticking out on this motor that, of course, I just dropped it. Ah, there it is. Alright, those two little pips there, two little knobs, are not going to hold this. That's why it just fell on the floor. I don't know if that's just for alignment. Yeah, I guess it is. And you go towards the top. Wow, okay. All right. Okay. Gonna let that set a little bit. Do the other side here. The same thing. Holes are full of flash. It's possible those aren't supposed to go all the way through, but they do. I mean, it's flash that's holding them closed. It's not the same density of plastic, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Um, so that's how you can tell it's flash. It's just thin, wispy stuff that doesn't actually go to the part. So, we're cutting all the flash out of these holes. I'm not even sure what goes in these holes, but whatever it is will be able to be in the holes. So, alright. This goes on the other side. That. And those two little pips on this side aren't really doing their job. um, so we're going to get it into place, hold it the best we can. Yep. Okay. Sorry, I was off out of frame. I just put this on. The little pips that are there aren't really doing a very good job on this side. So I just have to put my cement on while I'm holding it. Let that grab hold. So I turn it over. And do that side. All right. All right. We're going to give that 10 seconds or so. Pardon me, I'm going to get a drink. Okay. I tried to swallow that nice and easy, so, excuse me, so you guys wouldn't hear me swallow. No, I am missing a part. It's that one right there. Wow, that piece fits so well. That's a friction fit. I mean, I'll put a little cement on it, but that's not coming out of there. All right. And 125, which is this part, with the terrible flash. All right. Oh, I go like that. Okay. This piece right here goes into that little hole right there, and that's where it sits. Oil cooler or something. Okay. I'll let that sit for a minute. All right. And then we got these pieces to put on. Oh, I gotta put these on first. They're part of step 6. These two bits. So that's probably that two little pips on the tops to hold these in place. No holes on this, just Oh, so sorry. I keep getting off the out of shot there. See the two little pips right there? Probably not. This just basically goes over them, and they're a stopper to keep it from going too far. So you this goes where the top is even. And this one's got something going kind of wonky on it. It won't sit still. We'll see it all the way down. All right, well, pardon me. Okay, so this one's got a little bit of an issue. So I'm going to hold it where I can. I'm going to put a little bit of cement. Give it a second. Give it a little turnover so I can get the other side. A little sloppy with the glue there, cement, but it's okay. I wasn't touching it where it went. Gotta watch that. This stuff extra thin will run underneath your fingers in a heartbeat, and you'll have fingerprints on your stuff. So you gotta really be careful. Um, it seems to go everywhere. This other this other type, well, there's a couple of other Tamiya types, but they all have a certain amount of thinness in them. They're not necessarily thin, but they will kind of run between cracks. The extra thin is like water; it's just going to go wherever it wants to go. This stuff right here, this is really good. It comes with this needle like tip on it, um, but you kind of have to watch where this stuff goes too. It's not super watery, but it just it just seems to get everywhere. Um, it, it, I have to be really careful with it when I use it because if I don't, I will have a fingerprint right smack in the middle of my model. So we're very careful with that stuff. Okay, let's see here. Well, let's do it that way. All right. So these go into those. See, this is why I end up with fingerprints on my stuff. See me put my hand right in that? Awesome. All right, and this other one goes right in through that hole. Okay, then these go on here. Those holes, they go like that. Put a little bit of cement there so it can run around underneath the part. Yeah, I should have scraped off some of that chrome. And this one's not cemented either. Tell you, I don't know why I make these videos and let you guys see me how clumsy I am and everything. I just like doing it. What I should have done, what I will do on the other piece, is I should have scraped away that chrome on that part before I tried to put it on. So here's the other part. And yes, I knocked off my my stuff here. Why don't I just clean this up? How about that? All right, now I'll stick my hand in it anymore. All right, so we need to take this apart. We need to scrape the top of this piece. Then we need to scrape the bottom of the circular part of this piece, which is the mating surface. Alright, well, I have exposed a bunch of the plastic that's underneath the chrome there, on that part and that part. And I'm going to do the same thing. Alright. This goes together like that. This goes together like that. Just slips in there like that. It's done. See, this side's coming off. They didn't scrape any of it. This side over here, once I can get cement in there, it will be a lot better than the other side. Because I scraped it both sides. So now there's no chrome in the middle to get in the way. All right, we'll let that sit for a minute. Let's see. That would be it for that step. So this step here, we got this major thing, which goes on top of here, which we'll do once that cement sets up a little bit better. So let's do this part. Okay, this is the alternator. And it goes back there like that. All right, let's scrape a little bit of this off this time so I don't forget. All right. All right, it goes on there. Sticks on pretty good. And cement around it. Perfect. This goes on here like that. Okay. That was just this part right here, the belts. Now this fan goes on the front of that, right there. So we're going to give that a little scrape around the post there that goes in. Hope you guys can see this. Okay. That goes right in there. The fit is sloppy as expected. We will put a little bit of cement in there. There we go. Fans on. Now all we need to do is get this on. I'm going to scrape. I'll probably knock those other two pieces loose on the ends there. Let me hold on to that. Maybe I can do that. All right, and this goes in there. That's a good friction fit. I'm still going to put some cement on it, but you heard that snap. That's a good fit. All right, that goes on there. And there we have a completed motor. Yep, completed motor. All right. Get a little bit cleaned up here. Well, I don't need that. I'll leave that over there. All right. Let's see if we can find these parts. 21, 29. That says 109. Oh yeah, 109. I need that. Okay, there's 109. I need 29 and 21. I don't think any of the low numbers are on here. Twenty-nine, 21. $29, $29. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. Okay. These are your exhaust manifolds. Both sides. And then I think this is, well, it is part of the exhaust. Okay. All right, let's clean these up a little bit here. Okay, so a little bit of flash there, but those two things protrude out the top. So we don't want to cut those off. All right. So this goes this way. All right. This one goes this way. Splashing those holes. I cut most of it out, but apparently I missed a little bit there. So, sorry, I keep getting off frame. It's these holes on the side of the rocker covers. I think that's rocker covers. Not really a car guy. So, I'll say what I think they are, but I don't know. Yeah, that's better. All right, we'll go ahead and there's that side. And we're doing the same thing on the other side. The other side. You know, I'm trying to record this, so I'm trying not to just sit for very long because it's boring as hell. But I am running into some issues where the cement is not cured enough. Come on, get in that hole. It's your home. Go into your home. There we go. All right, I think I got him in the holes there. He's going the end here, like that. What a terrible design that is. How is that supposed to go on there? It's got a big support in the middle of it. What? Well, that's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, there is a rib right there in the middle. It's supposed to be there. It's not flash. It's too thick to be flash. But there's no way that that is going to fit on there with that rib in the way. It won't go in. And if I put it right there, it's that's not that's not right. It's not another side. No. Alright, well, I'm gonna cut that rib out of there, because no way for that thing to fit with that rib in there. Wow, yeah, I'm not talking at all, am I? Alright, so I cut that rib out of there. Now this will fit up on there. Alright, well that sets up a little bit. I'm going to cut the rib out of this one. And you know what? I may find out they're too short, but where are they supposed to go here? Are they sticking out the side of the vehicle down there? Nope. Nope. Are they sticking out the back? No, I'm sticking out the back. This goes in this. I don't know. It's there's really no good indication on if I should have cut that rib out or not, or if it needs to be longer. Longer would just put it down to here instead of down to there. So I mean, it's not like it's all of a sudden going to come out the side or something like that. That's not the case. Oh, sure did. Okay. All right. Those parts are on there. They're mufflers. I don't know. I'm not gonna cut the. I'm not gonna. You know what? I think I will drill the holes. I should have done that before I put them on here. But so I won't be able to do this on camera. Right there is what I'm trying to drill out. Just enough for there to be a hole there so it looks proper. Make a little pilot hole with my X-Acto knife. Some people make those holes with their X-Acto knife. I cannot do that. I will cut myself big time. So I use this drill bit. This is a super dull, super dull bit. Let's try something else. Let's try one of these. Problem is, these only go up to 1.3 millimeters, and I really need like a 2 millimeter one, or this will have to do. This is what I got. Yeah, we're gonna cut the first hole with that, and then I'll cut the second hole with the bigger one. Since the holes are already started, should actually work better. There we go. Now we're going to swab out these AK drill bits. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Quality, they stay sharp. That's what's wrong with this one right now, is it's not sharp. I wonder if I could sharpen it with my... This is a 400 grit. I just need to sharpen the tips. Just keeping the angle is the hard part. I may 3D print me a jig for sharpening these things and see if I can't get them sharpened a little bit better. That little bit of sharpening I did right there had basically no effect. Man, this thing is terrible. Can't go any bigger though, because bigger is not going to fix it. See, it works fine in the part that's already drilled. But once it hits the bottom, it won't cut anymore. It just stops. Alright, well, there's little holes. Makes it look a little bit better, but I don't even think it's going to be seen, to be honest. So where it goes, which is our next step. Oh, we're going to need the... Where did you go? There it is. It says the... it's not an axle. Drive shaft is what this is. Not really much flash on it. A little bit maybe, but I think that's more just standard kind of chrome. Alright. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of this chrome off. This piece that sticks into the engine. Okay, same thing on the other end. Alright. This thing goes in here. And this drive shaft goes in the end of there. And then it goes into the this drivetrain bell housing. The hell? Did that just disintegrate? Go apart? Or no, is it just, no, it's black. Wow. Okay. Okay. I've got to leave it here because I got stuff coming apart. It needs to set up. If I hold it one way, that falls out. I hold it the other way, this falls out. This wheel is not on the way it's supposed to be. I got to figure out something else to do for that. I'm probably going to turn it on its side and super glue it. Would be my first go-to. Um, so I'm going to leave it for now. I think this is long enough probably for today anyway. I will do some more tomorrow. We're up to step 9 out of 14. So we're pretty close. Well, we're probably 50% of the way done. Because we're going to have to stop and do some painting first. Huh. Yeah. I want these two pieces specifically, the cab and the bottom, whatever you want to call that, with the wheel covers and side step and side rail. Those two things are going to have to get painted first. This has to get, these two pieces have to get painted the same piece as that body. We are not gonna, there's this optional piece right here, um, which is for being able to raise the hood and prop it up so that people could see the engine or whatever. I'm not doing that. I did not super detail this engine or anything. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cement all of that down shut. Um, so yeah, I need to paint these pieces, those pieces, and these pieces before I can really do much else. So we can do 9, we could do 9 and 10. Yeah, I'm gonna have to paint some stuff here. Well, I'll tell you what, we are going to go ahead and find some of these pieces here and go ahead and paint them. Actually, I'm just gonna get the primer on them first. Where are these pieces? Oh, it's right there. All right, there's the tub that goes. So I'm gonna get primer on all these pieces. This, the seats, the seat backs, um, the floor, all of this is going to get primer. So I'm going to go ahead and do primer. So when I come back in the next episode, next video, there'll be primer on all those parts, and we will go from there. Yeah, I will decide on what these colors are supposed to be. They want this. They want this to be flat black on the floor, and then whatever interior color is going to be on the sides and back. And what is this front supposed to be? Black, I guess, like the floor. And there are some egregious ejector pin marks in here. And those are going to have to get filled. Or, well, maybe scraped, because I don't think I can match the texture of the floor. You know what? I'm going to use my other tool. Where is it at? Of course it's not here. Oh, here it is. This is got a nice little chisel edge to it. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm going to take care of these ejector pin marks. I'm going to prime everything up through step 10, which is before we put the body and stuff on. So it's seats, it's interior, it's body. Those are the things that you're going to get. That are going to get primered. Oh yeah, front. This piece. This piece and that piece. What's that piece? All right. All right. See you next time.